The Ramblers will now travel to Normal, Illinois Friday to partake in the Illinois Intercollegiate Championships. It's time to catch up with Rambler fan favorite, the men's volleyball team. Last time we saw them, they were runner-up in the MIVA Conference Tournament. This year's season doesn't pick up until January, but Rambler Sports Locker's Maura Guthrie was able to see what they've been up to in the off-season.
There's nothing like a little early morning volley to get the day going. At least that's how the men of the Rambler volleyball team feel. Though their season does not start until January, they are hard at work to make sure that this year succeeds what they accomplished last year. I had the opportunity to catch up with a few players at one of their early morning open gym practices.
I'm here with senior Mike Bunting, here to talk about his off-season workouts. Mike, what is important about working out in the off-season together as a team?
You know, I think working on the off-season really gives us a great opportunity to both bond as a team and really grow physically. We don't really have the stress of the season right now, so it's a great time to go all out and really get physically and better at volleyball. So I think it's a nice time for us to really improve as a team.
Well, it's a lot about being in the weight room, getting stronger for season, and then just a lot about reps right now, playing with the guys. No coaches are here yet, so we're just kind of playing back and forth, having fun until we get real practice going.
Now, if you could set one goal for next season, what would it be?
Well, I think naturally we want to improve off last year's finish, so next year we want to reach the Final Four.
The men of Rambler Volleyball sure are hard at work in the off-season. We'll all see just how much that hard work pays off come January. For Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Maura Guthrie.
A new school year brings in a new class of freshmen. With some fresh ideas and opinions, the class of 2015 will bring a lot to the table when it comes to our athletic program. Whether they are playing on the games or simply watching them, this next piece will go into further detail about what freshmen want from Loyola sports. Our own reporter, Ryan Cole, has the story.
In an effort to increase attendance at Loyola sporting events, I interviewed several freshmen to find out what sports would they most likely be going to watch, what reasons they have not to go to other sporting events, and what would draw them in to come to even more athletic events.
As a freshman, what would make you want to come to sporting events at Loyola?
I think if more of my friends went, then I'd be more inclined to go.
Like the camaraderie, like sports, like the competition.
It's a lot of fun to go with a lot of people and see the sporting events.
If you were going to go to any sporting events, what kind of sports would you want to go watch?
Basketball.
We're looking forward to soccer games and basketball games mostly.
I'd probably watch soccer, volleyball.
Someone on my floor, he plays rugby, so I'm gonna go watch him play rugby.
I interviewed a group of 3 freshmen who declined to be filmed, and they said more giveaways like t-shirts and noisemakers would draw them in to come to more athletic events.
A tailgate party that got a lot of people really interested. I don't know, just events to let them know about it earlier in the day.
Free games would be better, I guess.
Some t-shirts or something to get the crowds going, have a good time.
As the sports seasons are approaching, the hope is to see a higher freshman attendance at games than in previous years, leading to a higher overall attendance in years to come. Reporting from the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Ryan Cole.
As the Loyola Athletic Department begins its first semester in the new Norville Center, we got an inside look at the day-to-day operations of the athletic department staff. Here's Ricky Zumalin with behind-the-scenes coverage.
We've all seen the many staff members at basketball and volleyball games in the Loyola Athletics polos, but what is their job when it's not game day? To learn more about the typical day in the Loyola Athletic Department offices, I spent the afternoon with Assistant Athletic Director for External Operations, Pat Schultz, and Assistant Athletic Director for Communications, Bill Burns.
And external operations means everything from the outside looking in, so that's what people see of Loyola as far as marketing, promotions, broadcasting, and corporate sponsorship. Day-to-day challenges this year is a lot different because we're building a new arena, the Gentile Center Arena, and trying to do things and plan for the season when we don't even know what that's really going to look like until we get in there. But at the same time, it's exciting because we're going to have a brand new space, brand new facility, and you'll put up with that challenge in order for what's good about to come.
I am the Assistant Athletic Director for Communications, so that basically means that I oversee any publications that come out of our office, and any media relations efforts. So coordinating interviews with coaches, student athletes, Dr. Calhoun, any of our other administrative staff. And in essence, we also coordinate everything with our website, so we're updating that on a daily basis. We stat the games, which means we provide a little bit of game management services. So we kind of do a little bit of everything. I think the biggest thing is just trying to keep up with technology. In a field of media relations and communications, things are constantly changing. But just to see how everything has changed in what really is a short period of time of just 20 years, you know, even the last few years with social media, with Facebook, with Twitter, and everything else, that's really, it's changed everything. You know, it's such an information now age. So, you know, in the past, maybe we didn't have to crank some stuff out real quick, but now, you know, like people expect to have stories on the game, box score, stats, all that stuff at their fingertips instantly anymore.
Working with athletics is like, it's a dream, you know, especially if you're a sports fan. Your chance, if you're gonna have a career, you wanna do something that you really, really like, something you have a passion for.
Bill Burns also noted that in his 13 years working for Loyola Athletics, this is certainly the most exciting, noting the many changes and commitment by the university to foster school pride. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Ricky Zamalin.
When we come back, we'll have our roundtable discuss their fantasy football results after week 1.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back. Are you with your friends? That's lame. We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did. Are you on your way to the mall? I'm lonely. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Hello, everybody. It's fall now. With the fall comes football season. And here at the Rambler Sports Locker, we have our very own fantasy football league. And weekly, we'll be updating you on the successes and failures of some of our members' teams. And I know we have a couple failures here today, especially a historic failure, too, given a historic field goal, Nick.
Well, yeah, that's true. My team lost because of Sebastian Janikowski's 64-yard longest field goal in the history of the NFL field goal.
Without 70.
He could have hit 70, yes. But, I mean, without that field goal, I win my game because I had no Sean Moreno in. He just fumbled and bumbled and stumbled his way up the field. And I do have to give a kudos to Tim Hightower for getting double-digit points. He looked fantastic. On the other end of the coin, Roddy White did not look good at all. If either Roddy White or no Sean Moreno had gotten better, I might have been able to pull out the win. Unfortunately, I didn't win. How'd you do, Amanda?
I hear you. I did not do well. I lost to Joe's team, and yeah, Matt Schaub, he threw 2 interceptions. Matt Forte had an okay game, better than was expected, but just still not enough to pull out the win.
Should have taken Favre off your bench.
I did. I pulled off Favre, and I got Mark Sanchez, but at least he's playing.
That's true. Now, this coming from the man who has Randy Moss on his team.
Hey, I have Randy Moss because I don't want anybody to pick him up when he signs a contender in week 6, okay?
Yeah.
I have him stored away. He's sitting there, and he's just going to gain some dust in my bench for a while.
Just like
But it doesn't matter because I won. I beat Griffin Rebecca, thanks mainly in part to the Ravens defense who scored me. They scored me a lot of points, shutting down the defending Super Bowl runner-up Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm quite happy about that. They had a great game. A, I just don't like the Steelers. And B, anytime you can help my fantasy team, that's great. All those they had a couple picks, a whole bunch of sacks, a lot of pressure. They look good. I'm a little leery about my quarterback situation right now. Eli Manning didn't play great. Don McNabb looked very iffy.
Very.
But when the Broncos wise up and get that, Orton out of there, and they put in my boy Tim Tebow, who's also he's also growing mold on my bench.
Yeah, mold.
He's
exactly.
Wearing the cap. But hey, you know what? When he comes in, he's gonna throw for 400 yards, 500 yards his debut right off the bench. And you guys will never hear the end of it. I'm just saying, you'll never hear the end of it.
Our fluke play of the week belongs to none other than Ryan Cole, who in the 7th round of the draft, decided to draft San Diego Moss.
Yeah,
can we see the clip?
Can we roll that clip?
Okay, yeah.
He's a nice deep sleeper, not just a sleeper.
Wait. What was his name? All right, a co-fluke of the week, too, has to be Maura Guthrie. She did a good job drafting her team. She picked Brady. It's partly a fluke, not on her part, but because Brady's not going to score her 900 points again, hopefully. He's going to do that like the week that she plays us. She's going to do that again.
I know. I play her next week.
Oh, good luck.
So I know this would be interesting.
Who do they play? Do they have another bad defense like the Dolphins?
The San Diego Chargers. Well, we'll see how that turns out. That'll do it for this week at the Roundtable. For Pat Luongo and Amanda Crowan, I'm Nick Amatangelo. Thanks for joining us.
Well, that does it for this edition of the Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Griffin Rebecca.
And I'm Mary Sugden. Don't forget to turn out the lights.